Ultrasound phantoms for image artifacts. Diagnostic ultrasound produces high-resolution cross-sectional images of organ, tissues, and blood flow by giving high-frequency sound waves into the body. Physicians and sonographers who need to pass the competency assessment should have an understanding of the fundamentals of diagnostic ultrasound. Recognizing artifact is essential since they can serve as tissue composition marker. There are various types of ultrasound artifacts. These are four types of ultrasound artifacts that can be found commonly in ultrasound images. Some of the requirements stated that ultrasound practitioners should be registered with the relevant statutory regulatory body. Ultrasound practitioners must hold recognized qualification and an assessment of theoretical knowledge and practical scanning abilities at the interview or before appointment should be undertaken. Ultrasound phantom design can be found either commercially manufactured or handmade. Ultrasound phantom can be used as a fundamental instrument to improve understanding of ultrasound image artifacts. Its role can be improved specifically to demonstrate ultrasound artifacts that usually appear in diagnostic medical ultrasound images. Ultrasound phantom allows students to understand the artifact, but commercial ultrasound phantom is expensive, about USD 400. To develop an ultrasound image artifacts, phantoms using material resources for teaching and learning purposes. Materials and method. First method, making ultrasound phantom. Ingredients: 200 gram corn flour, 1000 milliliter tap water, and 40 gram gelatin. Materials for artifacts. Stone is used to recreate posterior shadowing that represents stone or calcification in soft tissue. Balloon filled with water to create an echoic structure with posterior enhancement and mimicking assist. Wire cable to create cometal artifact that mimicking adenomyomatosis. Mirror and balloon to create mirror artifact that commonly seen in liver ultrasound. Steps in making ultrasound phantoms. Mix corn flour and water in saucepan. To avoid clumping, water added to the corn flour gradually while stirring continuously. Next, add 15 droplets of yellow coloring to the mixture. Use a kitchen digital thermometer to ensure the mixture stayed within the temperature 62 to 72 degrees to achieve proper thickening. Add gelatin into the cornstarch mixture. Electric hand mixer was used to blend the ingredients thoroughly until the mixture reached a panna cotta consistency, a wobble texture that was not too bouncy or rubbery. The mixture was divided into four separate plastic containers with a different object embedded within. Reliability testing for flow sonographer with substantial agreement between writers' evaluation. Learning method test. Theory learning versus theory learning with hands-on practice. Today, I'm conducting a short interview to understand students' learning preference.
Personally, I would prefer theory and hands-on. In theory, we only tries to imagine things like for example, the lecturer said this and that, and we need to imagine it. And once we include hands-on into any subjects, we get to see what the lecturers have taught us in much like concrete way. So it means that we get to see all that is real and how it looks like physically compared to things that we imagine.
Definitely, I would say I prefer theory with hands on practice. The reason why is because when we do hands on sessions, I learn better, I understand better instead of just plainly learning the theory. So it helped me to understand the subject.
In learning method tests, students were divided into two groups. One group of students learned ultrasound image artifacts theoretically in lecture class, while the other group of students combined lecture class with hands-on learning using ultrasound phantom. After that, all students answer exam questions after they learn the lesson. The answer to the questions marked by the lecturer in charge of the code MRD 535 Ultrasound Physics and Instrumentation. Now let's listen students' vote.
Theory with hands-on learning.
Theory and hands-on.
Theory with hands-on learning.
I prefer theory with hands-on
Theory
learning.
with hands-on learning.
I prefer theory with hands on.
Result. From the data collected, Mann-Whitney U-test shows no significant difference between these two groups. However, mean score for theory learning is 17.32, while mean score for theory with hands-on learning is 20.78. Here, we can conclude that students prefer hands-on and perform better with the hands-on session. Using low-cost material, we can create the ultrasound artifact phantom, making the learning session more efficient.